Welcome back to the Stirred Up Show, hosted by me, Latanya Taylor. And I guess you can tell as I was going to break, you know, this is a tough topic, probably for any parent if you're watching and you're listening today here in the audience. But Clovie, I want to go to you. You know, you're Miss Community. I know you have a forum, a teen forum coming up in September.
Yeah.
Based upon what you hear today, this may not be anything new for you or no surprises for you. But I want you to talk a little bit about what you heard today and what are your thoughts in regard to that. And talk to us a little bit about what your forum and your summit is going to be about in September.
Well, what I've been hearing today is when we talk to the young lady, God bless you and your pregnancy, and hopefully you have a quick and easy delivery. So that's what I pray for you as well. The one thing that I haven't heard a lot, and that is love. You know, we're not mentioning love. We're not mentioning love from a mother or a father, and everybody's looking at me like this. What does love got to do with it? It's a lot. Love of self. I haven't heard love of self, because when you can have sex with someone that you don't really know, and for example, when the young ladies were talking about, I want to talk to the older boy, whatever. Well, if the older boy want to have sex with the young girl, something is wrong with him, because you should think about the older girl doesn't want him. Why is this man 19 years old want to sleep with me who's 15 and 16 years old? Right? Which means that tells me that something is wrong with him when it comes to a 19-year-old. Because everybody is still young, basically. We're calling it young adults. And another thing I want to say, and I thank you so much for being open, as far as my teen forum that's coming up September 11th. It's called Now Parents Listen Up, the teens are talking. And I just want to thank you, Latanya, for just having the teens to speak, so we can just really fill out where we have error. And I think, again, parents are not parenting because of the fact that the parents are 10 to 15 years older than their kids are. They weren't parent prior to that. A lot of it is passed down curses of understanding that men are not in the household. Because if we have a strong male in the household, that male will not allow you to date someone older, because he's going to tell you he is lying to you. So, for example, when you're talking about the boy who has a car or whatever, so what? If something happens to you, and more than likely, and I'm not saying it in all cases, that guy, when that baby comes, that is a responsibility. And when you're young and you can walk away, for example, and I'm going to be honest with you, if I'm 19 years old and someone is pregnant by me, say for instance, I'm not a guy, I don't want to be one, but when that baby comes all night long, if the baby is sick, up in the middle of the night, I'm going to leave you. And I don't have to deal with you anymore with that baby. That love is gone. And I don't feel that if you're 18 and 19 years old that you have the capacity to understand what love is. Because if you don't have that strong love base at home of understanding what love is at home, you're not getting the reciprocal of love from your mother and father, there is no way in the world that you're going to build a relationship with someone else. And whoever you're with, whether you have a relationship with your parents and that love is there, no one is going to love you better than your mom and your dad. And when we talk about marriage, has anyone considered marriage? Does anyone parents talk about getting married, waiting to have sex until you're married?
Do your parents say that to you?
No.
You know, never. That's not a discussion. And I feel, and I'm going to say this because I do believe that there is a way that we can prevent our kids from having sex. I do not believe that we as adults and parents as a community have to give up the fact that, hey, our kids are just going to have sex.
Yeah, I don't either.
We just haven't gone back to reinvestigate it, spend more time with our kids to understand what's going on. And I know we have statistics and statistically proven, but we have to get into the minds and hearts of our kids, and it's going to take a community. If our parent can't do it, if you have a parent, a single parent who's working 12-hour days, our kids need mentors.
Yeah.
You know, our kids are not being mentored. People are not stepping up to the plate to become mentors. Our kids are becoming desensitized in the community, because anytime a young lady will have sex with a guy unprotected, and you could be exposed to having an STD or contract HIV, you don't love yourself.
Yeah, and when
no one's going to love me like me.
Yeah.
And you're going to lie to me to get what you want. And when I hear the girl talking about the older boys and all of the older women, including the parents, you're like, oh my God, that's the biggest lie. We've heard all of those lies.
Yeah.
It's no different You know, next page turn.
Yeah. It ain't changed.
Season, it
Yeah.
has not changed.
Nothing has changed.
If you talk to women 20 to 40 years ago that have been left with babies, they're
Yeah.
going to tell you, he told me he loved me. He had the beautiful car. He knew more. He's gone, and he's not coming back. He's going to marry the woman that's going to challenge him mentally. Men like to be challenged mentally. If they can get something physical for you, that's all it's going to be. But when they marry, they're not going to marry you.
And when I say take responsibility, what I'm saying to you guys, you're going to have to take responsibility for your actions. So if you decide to go have unprotected sex, you're going to have to deal with the consequences that you may contract something that you can never get rid of. And the fact that, yeah, pass it on to a baby. And then the fact of, is any man going to ever really want to marry you knowing that particular situation? You know, some of these cities that we live in are very small. So once you get a reputation, you got a reputation. So if you're a hoe, that's what they're calling you, a hoe. They're not just saying it behind your back. I know they saying it in your face as you walk down the halls at school.
The jump off.
What a jump off. Whatever you guys want to call yourselves, that's what they're calling you, and that's what they see you as females. And guys, y'all are guys can be hoes too. Jump, whatever y'all want to call it. That's what you guys are. So don't take it as what you're doing now as a teen, 13, 14, and 15, that it's not going to follow you and affect you when you become 20, 21, or even 30. It can affect you. And that's the reality. And that's real. You know, one of the things I know I've had conversations with my daughter about is, you know, I have an ex-friend. She probably has about 6 kids. Always lived in the projects, never raised in the projects. She was brought up in a 2-family home. I used to look up to her and her parents. But she has 6 kids or so, lives in the projects, always lived in the projects. I used to hate going over there, roaches crawling around. I'm not discriminating against anybody. I'm just saying the way that I was brought up as a teen, I wasn't raised in that environment, and she wasn't either. And I tell my daughter all the time, that's what you want? You see the reality of that. I sent her over there. That's how you want to live? 4 and 5 kids in 1 bed and 1 room and a 2-bedroom? That's how you want to live?
But I just want to say one more thing before we move on, and I really want to hear from the teens, is I just want to let you know that I love all of you. I'm not saying anything to bash you in any way. So if you haven't heard someone say, when was the last time somebody just said that they love you? When was the last time you heard it?
Well, me and my friends tell each other we love each other all the time, just in general.
But what about in your
Yeah,
home?
but I'm just talking about, you know, in general, because love is not a general thing. It's something that's way deep. And if somebody says that they really love you, and the reason we're here today, when I made my comments, I am not bashing you in any way. You know, I just want you to know that I love you, and I want you to talk to us and share with us, what have we done so wrong that we didn't give you the attention that you need for you to jeopardize your life having sex and you're not ready. That's all I'm saying. So that's what I want to know. What have we not done? What have we not provided for you? You know, we haven't spent time with you. What happened to cause you to want to give your life away like that?
I feel like it's not your parents. It's just your decision. Like me, myself, personally, I don't feel like I'm mature enough to have a baby. I feel like I'm too selfish to even want to have a baby. Like, I'm all for myself. So I know if I get pregnant, I'm not going to want to take care of no child. I'm not going to feed you, take care of you, because I want to run the streets. I want to go to college. I want to party. And if I know if I get pregnant right now, I'm not going to be able to take care of no baby, let alone take care of myself. So I feel like I'm not mature enough. Now, if I feel like if somebody else thinks they're mature enough, that I'm proud for you. I see your baby. How you doing? But just me. Yeah. I just, love myself too much and too not mature enough to even put myself in that situation.
I agree with her, because I feel like it starts where you want to go in life. Like, you know what you want to do. You know what your goals are. Don't let nothing get in the way of that. And sometimes, I guess my friends, they don't see that, and I just have to get them back to back to reality. Like, you can't get wrapped up in a guy. You can't just think, oh, I'm gonna do this and that's gonna be the end of it. No, there's consequences to everything you do, good or bad. And I feel like I know where I want to go in life, so that's why I do the things I do.
How do you know where you want to go? Something had to come into your life to make you feel like that's what you want to do.
It's like
Big
you
mouth
have
mama.
somewhere. It's like you have
Yeah.
someone pushing you, making you want to go to school and making you want to make good grades, telling you you're not supposed to be pregnant at this age. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to be going to school, making good grades. Like, you're not, able to wake up every morning, feeding a baby. You can't even feed yourself right now.
And from the beginning, I can remember my mom saying, I had a baby young. Why would you want to follow in those
Yeah, it's
footsteps? I've always knew from the beginning, okay, I don't want to be here. I want to be here. Never down here.
Thank you, guys. You know what we got to do? We got to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with you guys. So don't lose your thoughts. We're going to come right back with you. Like Chloe said, we want to hear from you because we need to know what have we done wrong in society, in the community. What have we done wrong? So we're going to come right back. Thanks for joining the Stir It Up Show.